Hello everyone, this is Happy New. According to CNN local time on December 6, the White House Press Secretary Psaki stated that the Biden administration won't send an official U.S. delegation to the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, formally declaring a U.S. diplomatic boycott of the Games. The news quickly aroused lots of discussions, but this big move that had been brewing for several months caused mockery from many netizens. First of all, China has never invited American partisans to participate in the Beijing Winter Olympics. American partisans said to themselves that they didn't want to come, which seemed somewhat sad. On Twitter, many netizens felt embarrassed for the US government. How do you boycott an event that didn't invite you at all? USA is just a big baby. It's easy to say. I think they just say this because they are not invited. I have boycotted all festivals for the last 1.5 years. It's like a partition version. A wayward kid shouts, "I'm not happy to go anyway." Some netizens joking aside, no use at diplomat this Olympics, it might just be the best Olympics. Secondly, American partisans played the human rights card and slandered China as a reason for diplomatic boycott, which is even more ridiculous. Not to mention that so-called accusations made by the United States are purely grown lies. When his own human rights situation is bleak, how dare they stand on the moral high ground and criticize other countries? The Americans themselves can't stand it anymore. Let's just ignore the human rights violations by the US against Native American or BLM demonstrations or a dozen other peaceful causes. Also, all the killing and abuse in the Middle East. Still haven't found mass destruction weapons in Iraq. Not to mention over 800,000 died because folks and go blind about COVID with total impunity. The act of politicizing sports has once again proved unpopular and shameful. Some netizens rebuked the US government for this move. This is so low, turning sports into politics as usual, like the world doesn't exist without US approval. Violation the spirit of Olympic politicizing. I don't agree with this decision. This decision discredited those non-political athletes who worked so hard to compete. At the end of the day, we are an all-human world. The US partisans are not invited, and the excuse of defending human rights is untenable, and it's even against the Olympic spirit. Such diplomatic boycott can be described as ridiculous. The boring political show and political manipulation of American partisans are completely embarrassing, nothing but entertain themselves. One last quote of a comment from a netizen. Please explain to people what diplomatic boycott means. Nothing. Few Korean partisans will not come to the opening ceremony. Big deal, as China cares. Okay, this is Happy New. See you next time.